Hello and welcome to WMAP for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WMAP, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, quick question for you. What's got almost twice as many subscriptions as Trick Toaster's YouTube channel? The answer? Well, today's little map. Yes, it's Friday. Friday's request day. Today's map was requested in quite some time ago. I've lost my list of names, so I'm sorry if you requested this one. Today's your day. It was voted in by the BonBon Buddies over on Patreon with a landslide vote, and it is the most subscribed to map on the workshop with almost 250,000 subscribers. I would say it's completely mind-blowing, but please don't be completely mind-blown because you're going to need your mind, well, to be remembering something. Now, what was it you needed to remember? Oh, that's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you very much for your support. Let's crack on with Boulder Rapids V2 by Scotland Tom. Yes, Scotland Tom at numbers 1, 2 and 3 in the most subscribed to maps on the workshop. Blimey, that's good going, isn't it? There's your start square. Now I'm going to tell you my resources are still well, glitched out. You can tell, seeing the old bar at the top there, there's plenty of resources going on, but I am eliminating mods one by one, trying to find out what's causing this. It is a mod problem, I just don't know which one. On the workshop it is 100% vanilla. There's plenty there to read if you like to, but there we are. And we'll be using the Clear and Bright, Scotland Tom's very own Clear and Bright colour correction LUT. We are using also the vanilla temperate theme. So if it looks a little bit vanilla and feels a little bit vanilla, that's because it is. It's also one of the very first maps on the workshop. When I say very first, there were a few before it, clearly, but the first big map on the workshop, blimey. Now, anything outside of the 25 tiles I think it's completely forgivable, given that nobody ever expected it to be seen outside of the 25 tiles. So anything a bit jinky janky out there we can forgive. When we get into the actual centre of the map, then we have to talk about standards a little bit. But bear in mind, this is pre-Move It, pre-Fine Road Tool, pre-Anarchy, pre-this, pre-that, pre-the other. Anything you can think of that would help, it was before this. But we do have some very nice intersections. At least one of them is plopped. Not sure about this first one up here. This one's slightly gynecological in shape. We have discussed this in the past, not too often, but something, yeah, a little bit gynecological about that one. But it's a perfectly fine intersection. We're using 100% vanilla roads, and while we were complaining yesterday, or was it yesterday? I'm losing track of days now, about Icanya's 6 roads merging into 3, and yeah, there's going to be a bit of that going on with today's map. But there we go, six lanes merging into 3, and also restricted visibility as well, because we are elevated and we've got these little safety barriers as well. It's not a pretty thing, but given the age, I'm not going to come down like a ton of whatever. There you go. Again, a bit of a jinky janky going on there, and 6 into 3 again. Oh yeah, I'm not going to come down too hard on Scotland Tom for it, because given what was available at the time, short of literally upgrading to a V3, we are V2 at the moment, upgrading to V3 and completely revamping the map, I don't think it's worth revamping the map. We've got a few areas where the roads go slightly out of control like that, but we do have some perfect bridges, very nice perfect bridges, and some rapids underneath there as well. Interesting how they were actually made. I'll show you those in a few moments. This looks like one of Timbo's intersections. I don't know if it is, but it's certainly the sort of thing that he was building, I think around about that time. Very standard, very blocky, but absolutely perfectly lovely. Nothing you can fault with these ones. I'm not a fan, but you can't fault them. You really can't. It's perfectly good. Plenty of traffic flow going through. This is your start square, obviously, as well. And the other thing that normally pops up in the start square around about now would be unexpectedly appearing assets. Today's asset is from Mr. Maison himself. He's produced these fluffy grass, I think he calls it, and he's integrated it into these roads. I'm not the world's biggest fan of these roads, to be honest with you, but it's lovely to see, and it's great to see him trying something a little bit different. And good for you. Good for you, Mr. Maison. Practice makes perfect. Factoids. Because factoids. Part of croquet's attraction for Victorians was the chance for gentlemen to glance at a lady's ankles as they played their strokes. Oh, do like a sexy ankle. I've got to say, actually, I do like a sexy ankle. I wonder if Mr. Maison's got sexy ankles. Grassy Roads by Mr. Maison. Today's asset of the day, somewhat fluffy too. I wonder if he's got fluffy ankles. I don't know. Where were we? Yeah, so we could follow the road. Let's go check this crossing. It clearly goes straight off the map here. Crossing is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's go the other way, because the other way there is definitely a bridge or something. Do you remember seeing? We'll check the bridge out. Yeah, we're elevated all the way, which it's actually in some ways it's more difficult than actually sticking to ground level and maintaining like a smooth height all the way across. Would have taken a bit of time. Again, another perfect bridge. Cannot complain about those at all. And then these will just bank off around the outside of this hill. Now we must be hitting about the 25 tile mark, so you can see the road slightly going out of control, mostly because why would you keep them in control when nobody's ever going to see them? The rail. We've got rail. We have got rail. And the rail's okay. The rail's okay. The bridges are excellent for the rail, actually, considering everything. It's interesting, though, that the rail is at ground level while the roads were elevated. I'm curious of what the reason for that would be. I would have thought, why not have the rail elevated as well? But considering this, when you get to these bridges, the bridges are perfectly perfect. Cannot fault these at all either. So, yeah, very nice. Probably did very little to achieve that, but it works fine. So let's not moan about it, shall we? And then if we just cut across here, this is the middle part of the map, across the second river, where we have another perfect bridge, another one right there, with another rapid right next to it, through the start square. I think that's through the start square. It might be just off of the start square. I can't remember. Go back and check the infographic at the start, won't you? And then that nips underneath the double highways here. And we edge off towards the edge of the map. You can see, though, we are climbing somewhat as well. It's not the smoothest, flattest railway. We could grumble about that. But again, 2015. That's all I can tell you. 2015. Right, okay, a moment for me, thank you. A moment for me.
Are your soggy little Sims constantly getting even more soggy? Are you continuously drowning your trees and soaking your city? Then you need BonBonB's flood management tutorial. Click the information button now.
And back to Boulder Rapids V2 by Scotland Tom, where you've got two shipping routes running parallel with each other. The only problem with this is the shipping route on the left. Anything in that route, in that lane, will have to cross across the other lane to get to the docks and may cause some ugly crashing of ships, even though they will just ghost through each other. Not even glitch through that, but ghost through each other. We've got a couple of rivers that work perfectly as rivers, and that's fine. That's the least you would expect from an early map. And as maps go for an early map, this is okay. This is fine, perfectly playable. I would say with the beaches, I'm not entirely sold on how far up the hill the sand is coming there. We've got that little glitching going on that happens with the old vanilla. The alpha levels are set poorly, I think. Nothing, once again, Scott and Tom can really do about that. It just feels early and it feels vanilla, I'm afraid to say there. And then we've got the water pouring into the sea off a little, is like a higher level. I guess that means that the water is going to clear off into the sea. We've got fairly high riverbanks, which 20 metres is fairly high. Please step away from the edge of the riverbanks. Please do. And also, notice how deep the water is there. And then it goes shallow where the bridge is. And then we've got a little dip there. And that is what is causing this little bit of a rapid going on here. Be nice, I think, if we could see a few visible rocks poking up through the water. But not essential. Not essential. We've got the same going on over here as well, just before this bridge. Again, if we have a look at the underwater terrain, there we go. You can see again, we've got a big divot there, it levels out a little bit there, and a big divot there. So yes, it's that's how we've created this effect with the rapids, and it's nice. I don't think it adds too much, but it's, if you've got a map called Boulder Rapids, you kind of want to see some rapids. Much the same if you've got a map with a plateau in the title, you want to see a plateau. Sorry, Acanya, I will let it go one day. I will. Yeah, so where were we? Start Square. It's built on a hill on this side. We'll delete those roads in a minute. But on the other side, flat. So we've got plenty of flat buildable area for the newbie builder, and a bit of challenging side for the not so newbie builder on the opposite side of the road there. And of course, plain vanilla rules, you probably won't matter. You won't worry too much about that. You just let things spawn in and let it sort itself out. But the game's quite forgiving in that kind of way. Hills are mostly for backdrop, of course, and they're not bad. They're not bad. I think a better theme. I was tempted actually to load a better theme, but then my rules are you should always see the maps as they're supposed to be seen. At least try. We do have some problems with this river, flooding its banks, drowning some rivers, drowning some trees. What are these green things called? Oh yeah. Drowning some trees here. They're getting wet. They're getting soggy. I wonder if they go soft. I hate it when wood goes soft, don't you? Stop it now. Okay, so we've got quite a few down this river. Mostly, I think, probably outside of the 25 tiles, but I'm not checking. I know you're still sniggering. Come on, children, please behave. Yes, yeah, it's just, it is what it is, this map, I think. It is what it is. A little bit dated, but still, does it stand up to today's standards? Your chance to vote on it. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. Use the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. And vote on it using today's standards, please. Yeah, we can say, well, at the time it was excellent. Does it still stand up today? That's the question. Aesthetically, I would say no. It looks vanilla, it looks a bit clunky, and there's quite a few things that I'd want to upgrade on this one, like the rapids. A few rocks in there would be nice. I think 2 stars is fair. Detailing's not bad. There's nothing badly wrong with this map. Outside the 25 tiles, there's a few bits that need cleaning up. Inside 25 tiles, it's okay. It's going to get 3 stars with a special nod to the fact that the bridges are indeed perfect. Gameplay potential, yeah, it's all there. I can't really give it 5 stars because there are a few things you want to clean up, and it is a bit dated and there's nothing to entice you. But 4 stars I think is solid, so 4 stars for gameplay. Boulder Rapids V2 by Scotland Tom. Had to happen eventually, didn't it? We'd review it. I can't believe we hadn't done it before. And yeah, it's still playable. But I would try a new theme. I would upgrade all the trees. In fact, I'd probably rebuild the entire map. Thanks very much for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. Join me tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. There's an old map on the screen now if you want to go and vote on it. And join me tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. And tonight for a little bit of Duvo, just a little bit of Duvo tonight, not a big one. See you then.